Hi friends, I'm Yamini Sharma and I welcome you back to my channel The Saffron Box. So today I'll be talking about the exaltation of Mercury. So we know that Mercury has two signs. It rules over two signs, Gemini as well as Virgo, the third and the sixth sign. And it exalts in the sign of Virgo, which is its own sign, right? Uh, Mercury is the only planet which exalts in its own sign, right? So its Mool Trikon is also Virgo, as well as its sign of exaltation is also Virgo. So this gives a lot of importance to whatever Mercury has to do while it is transiting through the sign of Virgo. So my video is going to be about this particular transit and what effect, or rather what kind of possibilities does this particular transit generate for all of us, for all the signs. So stay tuned till the end, listen to the introduction. It'll help you understanding the planet better. It'll help you understanding what it means to all of us. And you can also check out your sign wise forecast as well. So before I go ahead, let me remind you, in case you haven't subscribed till now, do subscribe, do hit the bell icon. If you like the content, give me a like, leave your comments in the comment section, and share the video with your family and friends. Right? So this is again, we are Mercury is active when we are communicating. When I'm talking, you are seeing it through a device, and when you leave your comments, when you comment, when you like, when you share, this is Mercury in action. There are other planets involved as well, but this is Mercury in action because Mercury is the planet of communication. Mercury by default rules the third house. So how do we communicate to the masses? What is how is our speech, what kind of words we use, what kind of wit we use, the intelligence we use, all that is governed by Mercury. So Mercury is, as we say, the prince of planets, right? So it has various interests. So doing a lot of things at a given point in time, Mercury rules that. Having various interests, Mercury does that. Mercury is the karka of intelligence. It's the karka of learning. Because Mercury rules over the way we read and write, the way our words affect each other, right? So the vocabulary which we have, the way we communicate to others. It is very necessary to have a good Mercury, to have a good hold over communication, a good hold over your language and how you present yourself. That's why I said Mercury is the by default karka of the third house. So all the communication issues fall there. Mercury also rules over teaching, over various sciences, Jyotish for that matter, how we write, right? So Mercury is also the ability to manage things. So how do we discriminate? Mercury and Jupiter both help us understand or help us do that. So Mercury is, it helps us in absorbing the information which is around us. How do we process it? How much do we store? Of course, other planets do have a role here. One planet alone does not do everything, but there are supporting roles. One actor cannot make a movie. So there are supporting actors, there are supporting planets when we talk about any task or when we talk about anything as such. But in case of Mercury, it is very important because Mercury is ruling over our speech, Mercury rules over communication. It is our ability to deal with people, to adapt in our surroundings which are dynamic. And as we are growing, as we engage more with the world, the surroundings become ever dynamic. So all that, the ability to manage our surroundings, the ability to adapt fast at the required pace is what Mercury gives us. So it is a very important planet. That is the reason that Mercury exalts in its own sign. Its Mool Trikon Rashi is also Virgo. This particular transit, which is going to be happening on the 21st of August, where Mercury shall move into the sign of Virgo, and it will carry on its journey till the October 26th. So it has good about 2 months to carry on its duties, to be in the sign of Virgo, its own sign. So it's going to give a good boost, especially to those people who have a mercurial ascendant. So if you have a Gemini ascendant, if you have a Virgo ascendant, or if Mercury is a functional benefic for you, it is going to give you a lot of boost. So do check where the signs of Gemini and Virgo are there in your birth chart, in your natal chart, and where is Mercury placed in the first place. So a lot of things as we speak depend of course on the individual chart, the placement of Mercury, the conjunction of Mercury, and a lot of other things. So these transits help us in understanding, or rather understanding the probability of the results which our dasha, which our natal chart is going to give us, right? So that is why I said understanding Mercury in your natal chart, in your natal chart, is the first thing which you've got to do, and then thereafter understand the transits as well. Now in this particular transit, Mercury will be supported by Jupiter. Jupiter is right across in the sign of Pisces. So Jupiter is right in front. Mercury and Jupiter are going to be aspecting each other. So there is no malefic aspect as such on Mercury while it is in the sign of Virgo, right? So this gives it freedom, this gives it enough scope to work on its own, right? So that is what I'm going to be talking about. So I'll begin with the sign of Aries. Now for Aries, you see in your case, Mercury is going to be exalting in your 6th house, its own sign, its own house, and it is the ruler of the 3rd house as well. So here you could see that you get a boost in dealing with competition, dealing with your opposition. You can use your communication. Remember to use the other part of Mercury. You can use your communication, you can use your contacts, the way you write, the way you speak, to handle a lot of issues at workplace or your daily struggles. Okay, though Mercury in the case of Aries ascendant is not a functional benefic, Mercury is a functional malefic. It rules the 3rd and the 6th house. So you've got to take care of your health issues as well. So if you're undergoing any problems related to thyroid, or any nervous problems, or something related to your throat, you've got to be really careful during this particular time. So be in touch with your doctor, get your test done regularly if you're facing any problems related to these things. Otherwise, Mercury here will give you the power to debate, to put your point across, to use your wit in your daily life, in your daily routine, to tackle things around you. So it's a good time to utilize, and good time to keep things in order. It will give you a lot of opportunity to become meticulous, to become organized. 6th house is our daily routine, is our daily schedule, and Mercury being here, the planet which has the ability to manage a lot of things around you, adapt to things around you. This is a wonderful time to sort out things. It could be your home, it could be your daily routine, it could be the way you work. So wonderful opportunity to do so. Then I move on to the next sign of Taurus. Now for Taurus, Mercury rules over your 2nd as well as your 5th house, and it is exalting in the 5th house. 2nd and 5th, both the houses rule over education, your creative ability, how you speak, how you put things into words. So here, this is a very good opportunity to look at your educational prospects. If it qualifies for you, if you're a student, if you're undergoing some kind of a learning process, thinking of upgrading your skills, this is a good time to do so. You'll be able to understand things better. You'll be able to use your intelligence better. Your old education, your foundational education, thinking, knowledge will come in handy. So use this opportunity. A lot of people would also if it qualifies for you, if it works for you, a lot of people would also look at mantra shakti, or the use of mantras in their daily lives. So anyways, in another few weeks, the whole festival season will begin. A lot of opportunity to pray, to engage in religious activities. So this is a good time to pray to your ishta, to pray to your pray to the gods, the goddesses you believe in, and do so with mantra sadhana, do so with a mantra shakti, right? So a good time to practice mantras, and a good time to use your intelligence in tackling anything related to education as such. Also a good time for people who have children. If your children are undergoing some kind of educational thing, they are appearing for some competition, etc., they'll be able to concentrate better. You'll be able to use your time and your effort well with your children. Some of you would also look at stock markets, speculation, etc. So do so, but of course you need to have your natal chart analyzed first. Then I move on to the next sign of Gemini. Now for Gemini, Mercury is your Lagnesh, is your ascendant lord. It's your fourth lord as well. So it has the rulership of two major houses, the first and the fourth. And it is exalting in the fourth house. So this could be, the fourth house is our peace of mind, is the tranquility which we feel, is the motherland, the comfort zone which we have. If you have a career which is connected with a lot of masses, okay, so like politics, journalism, mass media, social influencing, etc. So if you have a career like that, here Mercury will help you out. Mercury is exalting here. You will feel like connecting with the masses. You will feel like connecting, using your words, using your influence on the masses. So good field for people related to these fields, and also a good time to put in effort in your domestic environment. So some problems which were not getting resolved till now, maybe this is the time, this is a window where you could actually come up with something innovative, come up with something better to deal with problems at home. So it could be a domestic situation, it could be some relationship handling, it could also be any kind of relationship handling with your mother. So do take care of that and utilize this time very well. Then I move on to the next sign of Cancer. Now for Cancer, you see Mercury rules over the 12th as well as the 3rd house. So actually it's not a very benefic planet, but here with its rulership, with Mercury coming into the 3rd house, exalting into the 3rd house, this could give you this could trigger in a lot of ideas, a lot of innovative ideas, some fresh ideas in your mind. 3rd house is a subconscious brain where we imagine, some thought germinates. So here Mercury can actually help you think of something new which helps you out in the future. Now these thoughts could be related to some faraway lands. This could be depends on how it qualifies for your chart. So this could be related to doing some business deals with outside the country, with some foreign contacts. This could also be something related to managing your expenses, how you spend your time, how you spend your resources. So Mercury could help you manage all that. Also, this could bring in a lot of opportunity for you to mingle around with your siblings, with your neighbors, with your immediate environment as such. And also, if you are in the field of creative writing, if you are in the field of journalism, etc., this can bring in a lot of opportunity. You could feel that yes, you are getting some innovative thoughts and you're able to put them into action as well. So this is a time where a lot of ideas can be thought over, and slowly and gradually they can move into implementation also. But this is a time to plan. Third house is also by default a house of planning. It shows mental activity and totally resonates with what Mercury has to offer. Then I move on to the next sign of Leo. So for Leo, you see Mercury holds the ownership of the second as well as the 11th house. So, for you, the Dhan Bhava, the Labh and the Dhan. So the desire fulfillment as well as your pocket, your second house, your accumulation, your savings are ruled by Mercury. And here Mercury is getting exalted in the second house. So time for gains. Your long pending desires could fulfill related to money. So all these are financial gains related to money. Your siblings, elder siblings, your professional circle could help you out in achieving your material goals. For some, depending on the disposition of Mercury, how it is placed in your birth chart, this could also be a little time of going through ups and downs, or rather churning up the way you are investing your wealth, the way you are managing your assets. So second house is, remember, the accumulated wealth, the cash in hand which you've got, your family, your speech. So this is a time if to mend up your relationships within the family. Use your speech, use your communication to connect with the family. There could be matters related to finance which you discuss within the family, right? So but make sure, depending on what kind of planets are placed in the second house, where is Mercury in your natal chart, make sure that whatever you say, whatever you commit, you deliver as well. Sometimes this can give a tendency of overcommitting, or maybe speaking a little too much and then not doing any action further. So your speech, your action should match up. So take care of that as well. Then I move on to the next sign of Virgo. Now for Virgo, Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. It rules over the sign of Virgo, and it is coming in the ascendant. It is the Moon Trikona sign as well. It is coming in the ascendant and staying here for a good 2 months. So this is a time where a lot of work can be done. Mercury has the rulership of the 10th house as well. So a lot of work, a lot of karma. This is a time to translate your thoughts into action. Whatever plans you were making till now, translate them, bring them into action, bring them to life. For a lot of you, this could also be a time where new responsibilities come on your shoulders. So new responsibilities can come. This could also be a time where you see some elevation in your profession, some growth in your profession as well. But overall, this time can boost up your confidence. Remember, whenever the Lagnesh comes to the Lagna, this is a time for the Lagna to get recharged. And whatever Mercury represents, intelligence, wit, ability to manage, adaptiveness, communication, all these things get recharged. So some of you could also brush up things, brush up your skills, brush up your skill sets. So utilize this time overall related to yourself, indulge in self-improvement. It could be physical self-improvement, working towards your health. It could be intellectual improvement, working towards your knowledge, towards your skill sets, towards your competencies as well. Then I move on to the next sign of Libra. So for Libra, Mercury is exalting in the 12th house, and it has the ownership of the 9th as well as the 12th house. So it owns your Bhagyasthan, and it is going to be exalting in the 12th house. This is a wonderful opportunity for people who are away from their homeland. So if you're looking at cracking something big outside your homeland, whether it is in terms of education or resettlement, I think this is a time when you could make it. Some big breakthrough could come in. Also, this might be a time where you get to travel out of home. So there is some kind of separation from your parents. So you get to travel a lot. Both the houses related to travel and show places away from home. So those of you who are away from motherland could actually see some traction, could see some growth opportunities wherever you are. Also, since Mercury is the Vyayesh also, it is ruling over the 12th house of expenditure, of losses, of going away. In a higher order, this shows spiritual thinking, moksha, dwelling deep inside spiritual thoughts, introspection, etc. Your sleep, your dreams. So this could be, there could be some kind of disturbance here as well, because Mercury is a very it's a planet which likes to do various things at a time. It is not like a slow moving planet like Jupiter or Saturn for that matter. So Mercury has a lot of fickleness also. So here your dreams could be, your dreams or your sleeps could be a little disturbing. You could find that your sleep pattern is getting redone. So there are some changes, and most of these changes could be related to travel as such. Keep a check on your expenditures. Mercury being here in the 12th house, the 12th lord could actually hike up your expenditures as well. So keep a tight check on your pocket. Then I move on to the next sign of Scorpio. Now for Scorpio, Mercury has the ownership of the 11th as well as the 8th house. Trikbhava, 8th house and 11th house of fulfillment of your ichha, fulfillment of your desires. So here Mercury exalting in the 11th house could actually bring in gains from insurance, from inheritance. If a matter was stuck for a very long time regarding inheritance, you could gain right now. If you were indulging or if you were engaging in some kind of a research activity, this could be a time when some positive results can start showing up. But remember, this is a time to take care of your health. So there could be issues related to your speech, throat, hormonal disturbances, skin problems. All these things which Mercury rules, there could be a problem, there could be a possibility of health issues coming up. So while this period is good for material gains and sometimes windfall gains, this is a period to be very careful about in terms of your health. Also, take care of your speech. Your speech can land you in any kind of a trouble or a scandal as well. So you say something and it lands up in a very controversial manner somewhere. So take care of your speech also very much during this time. Then I move on to the next ascendant, next sign of Sagittarius. Now for Sagittarius, Mercury rules over the 7th as well as the 10th house, and it is exalting in the 10th house. So 7th house matters, 10th house matters. Things related to business, things related to partnerships, agreements, written agreements, all these things can come up, can get highlighted during this period of 2 months. So here you could end up into, you could land up contracts, you could land up agreements, legal agreements as such. Our workplace will be the focus area right now. Okay, And during this process, you'll also have to see how you are dealing with your partner. So a lot of you will actually feel like going full on, in your work, indulging in your work, immersing yourself in your work totally. But in this entire deal, do not ignore your partner. So good time professionally, and especially for those people who are in their fields which Mercury rules. So communication, writing, management, Jyotish, etc. So all these, there's so many fields, So this is a time to immerse yourself. Use this opportunity to make the best of the time given. Then I move on to the next sign of Capricorn. So for Capricorn, Mercury rules over the 9th house as well as the 6th house. And it is going to be exalting in the 9th house. So it is your Bhagyesh and it is exalting in the Bhagya Sthan as well. But remember, Mercury also owns a Trik Bhava, which is the 6th house. So here, your luck could support you. Lady Luck can shine on you. You could get the support of your teachers, of your gurus. You could get good guidance. You could come in contact with good counselors, maybe at workplace. So a lot of mentoring, coaching, all these things can come up for you. So do not let such opportunities go by. And since Mercury also rules over the 6th house, you've got to be a little careful, when it comes to your health issues. So if you're traveling too frequently outside your home, take care of your health. Make sure that you do not get into arguments or conflicts with senior people, with your coaches, with your mentors, etc. So take care of your speech. How you're speaking matters a lot. Otherwise, luck will favor you. This is a good time. Make sure that you are doing your mantra sadhana, you are praying to your Isht on a regular basis, and you are following your dharma. 9th house is the house of dharma. It's a dharma sthan. So here Mercury coming and exalting over here tells you to bring in your dharma into your daily life. That is the 6th house. So whatever you say, whatever is the right thing to do, please follow that. Stick to the right path. Then I move on to the next sign of Aquarius. Now for Aquarius, Mercury rules over the 5th as well as the 8th house, and it is exalting in the 8th. So this could be a little tricky time when with related to matters related to your children, conception, your education. So you might be working towards something, but you're not getting any desired results. There could be some delay which you see. Not a very great time for people who are speculating, who are playing in the stock market, etc. Again, a very tricky time if you are in a romantic relationship, because the 8th house energies are more pronounced, and Mercury has the rulership of the 8th. So wherever the 8th house energy becomes strong, the obstacles increase, right? So there could be some obstacles or hindrances to all these matters. But for the 8th house as such, for any kind of a research, any kind of inheritance, etc., this is a good time. This could be a good time for your partner. So good time for financial gains for your partner. 8th house is your partner's pocket, partner's asset, or your in-laws' money also for that matter. So whatever applies. So gain for your partner as such. Then I move on to the next and the last sign of Pisces. Now for Pisces, Mercury is exalting in the 7th house, and it has the rulership of the 4th house as well as the 7th. So here your home matters, your relationships, these things come into the forefront. How do you manage your relationships? How do you manage your home environment? How do you manage your partner? What is your level of comfort with your partner? How are you communicating with your partner? That becomes very important over here. So make sure that your communication is good. You are communicating what has to be communicated. Your words have to be in check. For a lot of people who are in the land business, who are in the property business, etc., this could be a time of agreements, of deals, etc., also coming up. So a good time for you to enter into partnerships, etc. But keep your communication nice and proper. Make sure that your written communication is in order. You read the fine terms and conditions as well. That is again a very important thing to do for the Pisces ascendant. Also, this could be an important time, some important event related to your relationship or your marital status can also occur during this particular time. So that was all during whatever is going to happen during the Mercury's transit or journey through the sign of Virgo. I spoke about that, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Till then, take care and God bless you all.